The greatest podcast hosted by someone who knows so precious little about, almost everything. A journey into the mediocre mind of an exceptionally average person. This is Complaints and Observations with Dave LaPointe. Who the hell is Dave LaPointe?
Hey, what's going on? It's episode 5 of Complaints and Observations. I am your host, Dave LaPointe. I am not Wink Martindale like I said last week. I don't know why I said that in hindsight. I've always found the name very funny. I thoroughly enjoyed Tic-Tac-Doe as a child. Some of you probably don't get that reference. But I do, and I enjoyed that show. As always, I want to start with a massive thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to listen to this crap. And as always, I ask that you subject your friends to the same crap. So thank you very much. Today, I wanted to start out with a little bit of currently breaking news that by the time you do hear this will no longer be breaking. But Kristen Cavallari, soon-to-be ex-wife of America's new favorite dad, Jay Cutler, has announced that her terrible reality show has been canceled. Now, why I find this particular story so fascinating, I really don't know. I wish I could give you an answer. I just don't. I was never a big Jay Cutler fan. I don't think I ever watched anything that Kristen Cavallari has ever done, other than various clips of Jay Cutler being generally apathetic to his wife on that particular reality show. But so I decided I would reach out to Jay for comment. He said nothing / didn't reply, which is exactly what I expected, and was oddly enough, would have been the exact comment he would have probably given anyway. So that's that. I'm sure we're going to get a whole lot more Jay Cutler. At least that's my hope, just because I find him now terribly entertaining for doing nothing. Another bit of breaking news. Carrying your own golf bag through 18 holes fucking blows. I am happy that golf is open. However, this whole not being able to rent a golf cart or a push cart or something needs to fucking end. It's just so fucking stupid. What on earth are we doing here? One person per cart, have people sanitizing carts, push carts, whatever. Don't make us carry bags like a bunch of fucking plebeians. First world problem for sure. And honestly, I didn't really have an issue with it. I played yesterday, didn't have a problem. Through probably 16 holes having to carry the bag. But really, when I got home and my shoulders were just irritated and my neck was just killing me, which it does still right now. But, I didn't particularly enjoy that. Thankfully, I'm playing this weekend and I do have a push cart that I'm going to use. Not mine. I have to borrow one. But, did we hear about Joe Rogan's new deal the other day? $100 million from Spotify to have his podcast be exclusive to that particular platform, which is just wild. $100 million. Of all the various podcast heroes that we have here at Complaints and Observations, Joe Rogan isn't on that list. I don't dislike Joe Rogan. I like him. He's immense. The Joe Rogan experience is out of this world. It is literally and figuratively out of this world for a number of different reasons. He's an excellent interviewer. He gives a great interview. He picks his interview subjects wisely. At least I think he does. I don't really know the ins and outs of it, but hey, good for him. Congratulations. I'm sure he'll hear this soon. Because my assumption is that Joe Rogan does listen to this podcast. Yep. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I can't even fathom that kind of money for doing a podcast. I mean, I'm just having trouble getting friends to listen to this shit. Never mind strangers. You know, even enough to even gross $1. But I don't know. Maybe I just need to smoke weed with a variety of crazy geniuses, and things will just fall into place after that. So, if anybody has a lead on crazy geniuses that want to talk and smoke some weed, let me know. I'd be happy to set that up. And honestly, I want all that money so that I can just start buying all of Tom Brady's bullshit snake oil. Listen, I need to make this crystal Pepsi clear. I love Tom Brady. Love Tom Brady. The football player. Other than that, to me, the jury's still out. I just don't know. I'm happy he's building his business, making his money and whatnot. But I mean, to sell this crap now, like he literally just put out one called like Protect or something. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, Protect. No, Vital Fit. Sorry. It's called Vital Fit. $45 for 60 tablets. So a month's supply of barely more than your daily requirements. Daily requirement of vitamin C, 11 milligrams of zinc, and then a bunch of garbage. So, it's immunity protection, so to speak. And honestly, the timing is poor. Give it a month. What he could have done was lined it up to the start of the football season. Boom. The marketing is not good here. But I mean, it should be far more embarrassing to him than it is. But I don't really think the guy's like fucking Teflon at this point. And you know what? I don't even begrudge him for believing that all of this TB12 shit is why he's still playing into his 40s. I don't. Personally, I think it's between the ears more than literally anything else. Like, it's 98% between his ears, 1% luck, 1% fucking Vitalifit or whatever it's fucking called. Like, Ben Roethlisberger is mostly, God, I can't record these fucking things so late in the day. It has to be a late morning thing. But it was a busy day. I had a full day today. And here I am slurring my words like a drunken fool. Haven't had a drop of alcohol today. Which, what time is it? 4 o'clock? I mean, I'm a little late. 3:30. A little late. But I haven't had any yet. And so to do that is embarrassing. Let me start over. Ben Roethlisberger is mostly a fat fuck. Mostly. Not all the time, but mostly. And that bum is probably going to play into his 40s. I mean, he missed all of last season and is hurt often. But 2 years ago, he threw for over 5,000 yards. The guy can still play. It's not a shit team. Not much around him. He can still play. He's fine. His off-season diet is fucking beers and burgers. So get out of here with whatever the fuck this beta glucan and larch tree extract. Get the fuck out of here with that. Seriously. It's a bit telling that I can't find the typical warning that comes accompanied with all these supplements that says that the FDA hasn't verified the claims. You can find it, but it's basically a photo of the supplement facts. Small print. Also, his website, or the company's website, crashed my computer today, so fuck that. Anyway, so as I mentioned, my interview, not even an interview, just conversation with my buddy Scott about Friends from last night. Have a listen. If it sucks, it's mostly Scott's fault. If the audio sucks, it is definitely Scott's fault because he had to hide in his garage for the whole time. So this married with kids nonsense, it's the kids thing, I would imagine. But give it a listen. Hope you enjoy it. And once that's done, I'll be back to wrap it up. Hey, welcome to the first ever interview on Complaints and Observations. I am joined by my dear friend Scott, and as I had mentioned at the end of episode 4, the topic here is going to be friends, friendship, and the various nonsense that we all love and hate about. Not just specific friends, but friendship in general. So Scott, congratulations on being the first guest on a shitty podcast.
Thanks, Dave. I'm glad I'm the first guest, and I am very mediocre, so I should work very well in this format.
Perfect. It works out really nice. I mean, most of my friends are indeed mediocre, so I'm glad that you brought that up. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I wouldn't expect anything less from a team of mediocre degenerates like ourselves.
Yeah, there you go. So, as I mentioned, the topic being friends, I'm going to basically just kind of throw it at you to start off. So let's talk about, the shit with friends that we don't particularly care for. We can talk about specific friends if you'd like. I know I'm going to at some point bring up somebody that needs to be brought up, but briefly. And so, I mean, anything, let's start with something simple that may annoy you about some of your friends.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, we could talk about many things with our dearest and closest friends here. I mean, I would say, what's really all right. What really annoys me sometimes with friends is the group chats and how ridiculous group text message chats get with certain folks.
Thank you. I'm glad you mentioned group chats.
Good. I figured that would be an easy segue for you.
Because honestly, group chats are pretty close to the top of annoying friends shit. The thing that really bothers me the most about the group chat, so let's say there's 6 people on the chat, all right? All of a sudden, 2 people start having a chat within the group chat that, they may have talked about previously amongst themselves. And now they've brought it into the group chat. And so you're going to have people be like, what are you guys talking about? Oh, don't worry about it. Or, oh, it was just a thing we did. Ha, 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 ha. Bullshit like that. That drives me
annoying.
Bonkers.
It's fucking annoying. And let me tell you, it's more of the fact of when someone just keeps texting over and over again. When you get past 6 or 7, it's like, all right, buddy, do you have an audience right now? And then when you get to like 53, you're like, all right, maybe you want to check yourself.
I mean,
it can get old.
Yeah, I think that's a special case, I think. But I mean, more so the inside jokes or the inside conversations within the group chat. The group chat is for everybody. There's no need if you need to say something to one person in the group chat, take it off the group chat.
Exactly. And that's why you can private text message anyone you want. And like for me especially, I like to make group chats designed for people with certain interests. for example, we try to do a gambling group chat. That clearly failed. However, I mean, that's what I want to talk about more than half the time in my life. Sorry to my dearest wife and my children, but I don't know why. I just want to talk about it. I think it's fun and interesting.
Yeah.
If it's $1 to like $1,000 bet, I don't care. I just want to talk about it to see how I can get fucked every single week and pay the bookie. But I don't want to, but I do.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, you know, it starts off as a gambling group chat, and then you have one person who just stops gambling.
Yes.
So that kind of defeats the entire purpose of the gambling group chat.
Or someone invites that person that really doesn't like to gamble, but they have a Monday morning quarterback mentality, and then they just jump on every single bet you made wrong. No
That's right.
shit, Sherlock.
Yeah,
if I knew that, I would have gone in my Back to the Future DeLorean car and won every single bet. So what are we talking about here?
Yeah, that's incredibly accurate. I didn't think about that part, the Monday morning quarterbacking, which you could say that for almost anything that you do. You do something that you like, or that, all right, let's say that. So you have an interest that, you know, that maybe your friends don't. And then they fucking shit on you for that particular interest. I wish I could think of something super specific, but it's eluding me at the moment. But this is shit that's come up in the past where, you know, I'll like something, none of my friends like it, and it's like, okay, well, now you're a fucking loser because you like that thing. It's like, no, we have different interests on occasion. It's okay.
Right.
It's fine.
Exactly. It's like to say, hey, you're 4 people in a group chat, 3 people like, all right, I love to go play golf. Let's get a tee time. And 4th person's like, well, golf is stupid. You're a fucking retard.
Bingo.
Okay,
Bingo.
well, that's not how I looked at it, but hey, each his own.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. But yeah, you know, there's all kinds of little teeny things. Now, here's my thing, okay? We're not going to get into politics. However, I am so vastly different politically than pretty much every one of my friends, for the most part.
Fact.
But, you know, I've been friends with these people for, you know, most of my friends I've been friends with. Christ, how long have we been friends? Like fucking 20 years?
Yeah.
Something like that. I mean,
Pretty much.
Yeah. So, I mean, but Jesus Christ, you can have interests outside of that. And so, I mean, I've never understood people who will separate friendships and lose friendships for tiny things, like one thing that they simply can't look past. I've never understood that. Mainly because,
same here.
Yeah, I mean, that's just in my sort of, you know, realm or spectrum, if you will, is that just that one particular thing, I am vastly different than all of my friends.
That's a fact. And for your listeners, I could definitely opine to that. Yes. Fact.
Right. But I mean, there's some other shit that, you know, we could probably pick apart. Here's the other thing. I don't want to sound like an asshole that I'm like, you know, picking my friends apart. I hope that's not how it's being perceived. Although, you know, I can think of a few friends that'll probably, what's the fucking problem?
Yeah, of course.
You know, but, you know, then
some people then just need to grab a set of balls and just
exactly,
relax.
Yeah, grow up. You know, then there's the friends that try way too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Friends that,
that's a fact.
You know, friends, kind of friends, loose acquaintances that try way too hard to be, you know, way funnier than they are. They're looking for an audience. Yeah.
It's just sad because one's not there.
Right. Exactly.
I hear you. You know, the other thing too annoys me with some of these folks is, you know, when it comes to times that like friends just don't come through, like a no-show.
The no-show thing is big. And look, I think personally, we've all been guilty once or twice. You know, something comes up. It was probably mostly when we were younger and there were like females involved. When, you know, you make plans with your friends and then all of a sudden a girl hits you up and like, oh shit, okay. I'd much
What's
rather hang
that?
out. Yeah, I'd
Girl?
much rather hang out. I'd much rather hang out with a girl than all these clowns.
Which is
Uh,
fair
yeah, it is
in
fair.
hindsight.
Let's talk about no-show friends and friends who will break. I mean, just not like no-show friends. To me, is you invite them and they don't come. Then I think there's like ghost friends. You make plans, in-depth plans, and they simply don't follow through on the plans.
All right, so that's the whole next level is the ghost friends, and I think that's who we know exactly who's a ghost friend at this
So
point.
right, exactly. But you know, that person started as a no-show friend and then graduated from there to a ghost friend. But at the same time, you would never like not invite him somewhere.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So for the audience, just so that they're aware, the friend we are referencing is our dearly departed friend, Mr. Richard A. Levangie. God rest his soul. It's been, how many years has it been now? 7?
6 or 7? Might be 7, but
I
I
think it's
believe the
7.
deathversary is this Friday.
Yeah. So
Which is
7
why the
years
subject
ago
is
Friday.
kind of, yeah, and that's why the subject is a little dear to my heart. Because, man, what a great guy. Even though he never showed to half the events you did or when he faced into a ghost, you know, he got the most infectious laugh. I mean, I wish I could mimic that laugh for everyone listening. You know, it was just the most infectious laugh. And every time he grabbed his damn shoulder blade, you just wanted like, what are you doing, brother? And maybe you can explain better to the audience what I'm talking about.
He just loved to pinch the tops of his shoulders and pull his shirt back. It was the weirdest thing ever. But you'd have to do it in combination with the laugh. You can't do the shirt thing. Yeah.
That's the best thing I can come with, man.
You can't do the shirt thing without doing the laugh. It's like, yeah. So one of the things, God, that when we talked about this subject, you mentioned a story, and I would like you to share that story because honestly, as much of a fucking giant dick move as it really is, it encapsulates sort of everything that we had just referred to when it comes to like no show and ghost friends.
Yeah, perfect. Love to, man. This story probably happened, God, at least 10 years ago, probably more. It was a fateful night. It was dark and stormy. The seas were angry, let me tell you. But no, seriously, in all serious, we were gonna go on a living night for our buddy's girlfriend's like birthday party. We're going to Boston, a big to do. We probably had like 12 people lined up, you know, a dirty dozen. And I think Rick made a baker's dozen. And came that day, limo's there, that's great. We're waiting. Where's Rick? Where's Rick? Nothing. Just absolutely nothing. You don't hear it, not picking up his phone. And by the time he picks up his phone, I believe he said his sister was ill or something to that effect. And you're like, huh? We're like, all right, well, you owe us like 150 bucks, bro. No, I'm just not coming. Okay. That's not how it works.
No.
It's not like a couple months into this. Now we're all looking at each other like, all right, I guess we're all putting money into the till. And then we go into Boston, we get drunk, have a great time. But really the shitty part of all this is in the end is you miss Rick's laugh. You know, he'd be dying laughing and all these stupid jokes. He'd be cracking up. He'd be looking at this girl like, yeah, man, you think I should go talk to this girl over there? And he's like grabbing his shoulder. You're like, yeah, buddy, let's do this. You know, it's the little things that you kind of miss. Then you look, you know, when you look in the past and say, man, I wish that dude was still here. But he was the king of the no-show ghost move, let me tell you.
Oh, my God. And it's funny, even, you know, going back to high school, when we were in high school, there'd be times where, you know, he would just, oh, hey, it probably didn't start until after we graduated. Because prior to that, he was pretty good about keeping plans, you know, because we really didn't do a ton. I mean, most of the stuff that we did in high school was, you know, get in the car and drive up to Red Sox games and fucking eat pizza. That was the extent. We were super cool high school kids. But, you know, I don't think it was until after high school that it really started, because I think it might have been right around the time he started working full time, and then he used that as an excuse a lot, like, oh, I fell asleep. That was a classic one. You call him, you
Yep.
call him, you call him, you call him. Oh, sorry, I fell asleep.
And
But
you know why he fell asleep? Because he ate too much. That usually was the excuse. Oh,
yeah.
I ate too much watching Discovery Channel. And I just picture him, and I think he told me verbatim, he just sits there in his underwear, crushing a bowl of cereal and just passing out in the middle of like Discovery nature shows.
Yeah, exactly. Or he's watching
Or 1970 reruns of the Red Sox.
Yeah, exactly. Watching the History Channel, and like you said, it sucks that he's not around anymore. But
Right.
but at the same time, Rick was, he had his. I mean, obviously, he had his demons. That's another subject that we don't really need to discuss. But he had his. It's just he held grudges like nobody else. He was so petty. He was just incredibly petty.
So petty.
But like you said, it's one of those things. You put up with those little things with your friends, and you don't really, it doesn't matter because they're your friends. You stick with them. Even if you go fucking 5 years without seeing them, and then next thing you know, the guy next to you at the bar is standing there with a weird looking goatee, and it's fucking Rick. Like, where the fuck?
Complains to Stephanie at the Gap about how there's not enough vodka in his cranberry vodka. And then you have to fill it up again, and then it's crystal clear, and then Stephanie has to go, no, Rick, it's clear as could be. It's all vodka. All right. And then he drive home to take a shit and come back and finish it.
Oh, that's a good one. That's fucking funny. Go home and take a shit.
And then come back.
Oh, that's so great. Man, I think that's kind of like, the extreme friendship, where you have a guy that you're friends with and intimately well, and that it's almost as if you plan for the no-show or for the ghosting while you're making plans for the group.
Oh, it was without a doubt. After like a year or so, just became, all right, we need to start thinking in advance of, hey, is Rick really going to show to the bar? I make sure I need to invite a couple more of our buddies too along, just in case.
Just in case, yeah. Which is similar to, then you have the friends that can never show up on time. Like, they'll show up, but they'll never show up on time.
Right.
I have a friend who years ago, so if something was going to start at 7, we would tell him 6:30 because it was always 30 minutes late, never failed. That's, that's a good one.
What is it?
The ones that, the friends that you have that when you get in a fight, run away.
Oh, that's me. I go, I can't get in trouble for this shit. I'm out.
I'm out. Oh, you can't do that. That's the worst.
Well, when do I ever get into a fight, actually? So that's
the thing. So, you're, I don't know, let's say you're in a bar somewhere, and then just out of the blue, random shit, somebody starts talking shit to one of your buddies. You don't want to be involved because it's, especially now at our age, it's bullshit. You don't want to.
No, it's bullshit, and there's repercussions that come with the work. So you can't really.
At the same time, you don't want to be the guy that like immediately turns tail and runs away.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, you don't want to be a total squid. You just want to try to at least diffuse the situation, and hopefully we get to an agreement that, hey, look, you're an asshole, we're an asshole. Let's just all be assholes and move on.
Yeah, none of this is worth the aggravation that we're all going to have to deal with. Once we get kicked out of the bar, at minimum, just kicked out of the bar.
But that is really more the bigger issue.
Oh yeah, nobody wants to fucking deal with that crap.
No, especially the type of clientele that's probably trying to fuck with you and your boys.
The type of clientele.
Trying to keep her professional for a minute here, Dave.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it, the type of clientele. So, yeah. So, I mean, friends, huh? Am I right? But anyways, yeah, listen, Scott, this was fun. Thank you for being, for breaking the, I was going to make a crude joke there. I won't do that. But
thanks for
thanks.
sparing me.
Yeah. Thanks for being the first guest on the show. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, anytime. My honor. Yeah, great to be on a mediocre podcast with a mediocre host. Appreciate it.
Thank you. That's high praise. I appreciate that. So, anyways, yeah, Scott, thank you so much. This is Complaints and Observations.
No, just want to say thanks for having me on again. It was fun to just rap about that kind of good stuff. And yeah, I'll see you Saturday at the cookout, man.
Oh, shit, dude. Oh, thanks for the
It's all
reminder.
good.
I appreciate it. It's going to be a good time, socially distance and everything. I think that should be fun.
Yeah, we figured it out. It's all good. We'll see you then.
All right. Yeah, friends, man. Friends. So, good stuff there. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it didn't suck. I'd love to get more folks on the show to, talk about the kind of nonsense that we all love to bitch about. So, if you have any interest, I implore you, please reach out, but do so in the appropriate manner, emailing me at showmail@complaintsandobservations.com. Again, feel free to leave one of those voice messages. I like them. So, feel free to send them over. And if I deem them to be worthy enough to be on the program, I will add them to the program. But, the email address, let's use that. You can check out the website, complaintsandobservations.com, Twitter, comms and obs, at comms and obs, something like that. Just search it, you'll find it. Instagram, Complaints and Observations Pod. I'm also on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I don't have a job currently, but this is a nice part-time job, I must say. I'd love to make money doing it, but good Lord, is that not going to happen? There's just no fucking way. But it's fun. I enjoy it. And I hope, I hope you got one laugh, because that's the rule. One laugh per episode, guaranteed, or your money back. So thanks again. Please tell your friends. Ta-ta.